Hey everybody, my name is Kaylani and welcome back to my book corner. Today we are going to be talking about my May TBR. Is that what next month is? May? I'm pretty sure. My May TBR. And I'm taking part in 2 readathons this month, so I will not be doing my bucket of fries this month because between the 2 readathons it's already at 10 books. I do still plan to do my 4 book clubs though, but I think... Oh, I do know what they are, so I can let you know at least 2 of the book clubs because the other 2 don't announce till the 1st of the month, and I'm not recording this after the 1st of the month. So, let's get into it. So, the first readathon I'm going to be taking part in is the Asian Read-A-Thon with Read with Cindy, and it is obviously Asian inspired, so hopefully all Asian authors and all that good stuff. There are 5 prompts for that, and I'm also taking part in the Believeathon hosted by How to Train Your Gavin, and so I've got 5 reads for that. So we will go ahead and start with the Asian Read-A-Thon. So the first prompt that we have is to read a book by an Asian author. This one was easy enough to fill, and that would be Of Curses and Kisses, and this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and that is really all I know about it. I think it takes place at a prep school, and like I said, that is all I know about it, and that's kind of all I want to know. You know how I like going into books not knowing anything, so this is going to be my first Asian readathon book. So the second prompt was to pick a book about something or a character or author you could relate to. So I picked a female author because I am female, so I can relate to a female character. And I picked This Time Will Be Different, and this is about a girl who is having some family struggles. I believe she's 17. Yeah, she's 17, and she's having some family struggles with her mother's flower shop and the sale of her mother's flower shop. So I'm interested to get into this one. Again, the prompt for this one is to read a book about someone you can relate to, and she said it can be as simple as just your gender. So I'm female. The character says she's female. So that is what we will be reading for that prompt. The next prompt is an Asian character you cannot relate to, and so for that one I picked this gorgeous book called If I Had Your Face, and this is about a woman who works in a, I don't want to say she works at she's not a prostitute, but she works at a restaurant or establishment where you service men, I guess. That's how it says. It says, it's a room salon, an exclusive underground bar where she entertains businessmen while they drink. So, I cannot relate to that. I have never partaken in a job like that. So, I am interested to get into this one. It also has a couple other characters that she lives with. Her roommate, a woman down the hall, and then a woman downstairs, and they're all going through different struggles, and yeah, the cover of this one is stunning. This one just came out, so I actually just got this one recently, and I'm really excited to get into it. So the next book I'm reading is actually a reread for me, and the prompt for it is a book recommended to you, and I went, or recommended to you by another Asian person, so they could be a booktuber, just an Asian person you know, anything like that. And so I was going through the YouTubes, and I found a YouTuber named Twirling Pages, and she is so adorable, and she had an Asian book recommendation video, and so I jumped right into that, and she recommended that I should read Crazy Rich Asians, and I have already read this, and I listened to it, so I'm excited to physically read it with my eyes. If I am crunched for time, I can always jump back into the audiobook, but I am excited for this one as it is a reread for me. But again, the prompt was a recommendation by another Asian person, so that is this one that I got recommended. And the last prompt we have is actually a really easy one because the book was already picked for you, but her and Miss Dunn Reads, they are doing a read along watch along for Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng, and this is a movie that just came, or a TV show that just came out on Hulu. It stars Reese Witherspoon. And so we are going to be reading the book and then after we read it, we will be watching the TV show, which is pretty cool. I haven't ran into anything like that yet. So the prompt for this one was to read Little Fires Everywhere. So I'm going to be reading Little Fires Everywhere. I'm pretty excited for this one. I just finished Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng, and it was pretty good. So I'm pretty excited to get into this one. But that is the last prompt for the Asian Read-A-Thon. And then, because I can't keep it to just the books I'm supposed to read, I have a couple other books by Asian authors that did not fit the prompts, or didn't fit into something, or was the next books. So I have Frankly in Love, which is a YA contemporary, so I can also read that one. And then we have Somewhere Only We Know, and I hear that Marine Goo is like super good, so I'm hoping that I really love this one. I believe it's about K-pop, so who doesn't like some K-pop? And then I got the other two books in the Crazy Rich Asian series. It's China Rich Girlfriend and Rich People Problems. Like I said, I've read all three of these, and I am so excited to have them physically now. So if I have time, I'm hoping to crush out a couple more of these, get my TBR down just a little bit more, but that is all the ones I had. And then I forgot to mention, but each prompt, you're supposed to pick a different nationality. So I did achieve a different nationality for all of my prompts. Of Curses and Kisses is an Indian author. This Time Will Be Different is a Japanese author. If I Had Your Face is a Korean author. Crazy Rich Asians is a Singaporean author. And then Little Fires Everywhere is a Chinese author. So I thought that was cool that I was able to include lots of different, not ethnicities, but nationalities. And I'm just really excited because I had most of these already. So we're just crunching out the TBR this month, because my Believeathon is also quite a bit of TBR that I already had. I don't think I bought a single book for my Believeathon TBR, so that's pretty exciting. But if you don't know what the Believeathon is, it is a middle grade type readathon with Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin. He is also adorable, and he actually, he really gets into this. I feel like along the lines of the OWLs, in my opinion, but he makes this cute map, and you can print out a black and white version and color it yourself, and this one I have colored myself. The different prompts are named, so we've got the Poacher's Pocket Inn, the Yellow Brick Road, 100 Acre Woods, Baba Yaga's House, the Wonder Falls, the Deep Wood, Orion Found, Mermaid Lagoon, the Brawley Rail, I don't know what book that came from, so I don't know how to pronounce it, Black Ice Bridge, and the Bookkeeper's Stronghold. So, and this is so easy because he does have something where you're allowed to skip to the end, so you only really have to do 2 prompts to participate in the Believeathon. But of course, we all know I'm gonna be participating more than just the 2 prompts. So we are going to start, you always start at the Poacher's Pocket Inn, and he has this whole little quest thing, which is amazing. Highly recommend if you're going to take part in this, or if you're interested, go check out his introduction. I will link it down below because it was, he put a lot of work into this, and I think that if you're going to participate, you should definitely check it out, obviously. But so the Poacher's Pocket Inn, the prompt is to read a book, or the first book in a series. And this might be shocking, but I have never read Harry Potter. Okay, well, we're gonna move on. And so I got the first book in the Harry Potter series, and we will be reading this. And I'm pretty excited because I haven't read it. I've watched all the movies, obviously, but I've never read Harry Potter in entirety. So I am pretty excited to be getting into that one. So this is obviously the Sorcerer's Stone, so it is the first book in the series. And yeah. And from the Poacher Pocket Inn, I am going to I believe I'm going to the Yellow Brick Road. I didn't write down my path, but I'm pretty sure I know what my path was. So I believe I'm going to the Yellow Brick Road, which is to read a book that you should have already read. So for this one, I'm going to be reading Charlotte's Web, because not only have I made it this far in my life without reading Charlotte's Web, but if you have watched my Read the Classics, this was on the TBR, and I have still not read it. So it is kind of doing a twofer for me. I'm reading it because I should have read it at some point in my life, and I'm reading it again because I technically am already supposed to be reading it this year. So we're moving on. The next prompt would be, I believe, The 100 Acre Woods, which is to read a book that was written before 2000. And for that one, I'm going to be reading Treasure Island. I'm pretty excited to get into this. I love this green cover. We got lots of love here. And that is the one I'm going to be reading. And then from The 100 Acres Woods, I'm going to be traveling to, I think it's Black Ice Bridge. I really should have written down where I was going, but pretty sure I'm going to Black Ice Bridge. And for that one, it's read an adventure book. And because we already had the Yellow Brick Road prompt, I felt like I had to include this somewhere. This would be The Wizard of Oz, and it is an adventure with Dorothy to the land of Oz. So I will be reading this one for that prompt. And then my final book, which is The Bookkeeper Stronghold, is a book in a continuation of a series. So for that, I'm going to go ahead and get right into the second Harry Potter book, which is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. So we will hopefully be reading 2 Harry Potter books this month. Hopefully I love them just as much as I love the movies, but we will get into that one. I have no idea what order. I'm hoping the Believeathon ones I will be reading in order. I'm kind of being nice to myself right now and being like just mood reading. So I'm pretty sure you're supposed to read the Believeathon in order, but we're gonna do some self-help here and read them just as I feel. So like I said, I have a lot of big books. We can't speak today. I have a lot of books to pick from this month, as well as my added on ones that I showed for the Asian Read-A-Thon, if I want to go ahead and just jump into those. And we have the 4 book clubs, the Barnes & Noble 2, and then the Literally Dead and the Reese Witherspoon. Only 2 of those announced before the first of the month, so I only know what 2 of those books I'm going to be reading. So for the Literally Dead book club, I'm going to be reading Fragments of the Lost, which I do not currently own. And then for the Barnes & Noble YA book club, we are going to be reading They Went Left. So those are all the books I am hopefully going to be reading in May. I'm definitely not pressuring myself to read any of these. These are pretty relaxed readathons. If anything happens, I know I can kind of change my Believeathon TBR a little bit because of the rules that Gavin has given us. So that is all I have for you today. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you next time. Bye!